Tensions turned to open hostility in Galatin in early August. During a close election, some of the old citizens tried to prevent the Mormons from voting. Mob violence continued. When 3 church members were taken prisoner, the Far West militia was sent to rescue them. In that confrontation, known as the Battle of Crooked River, several men were killed, including Apostle David Patton. Governor Boggs, reacting to exaggerated reports, issued an executive order.
The Mormons must be treated as enemies and must be exterminated or driven from the state if necessary. Their outrages are beyond description. Governor Lilburn W. Boggs.
3 days later, a mob attacked the quiet community of Hawn's Mill. 17 men and boys were killed. Joseph was arrested and taken into custody.
As for your leaders, do not imagine for a moment that they will be delivered, or that you will see their faces again. Their fate is fixed. Their die is cast. Their doom is sealed. General Samuel Clark.
The order was given to shoot Joseph and the others in the town square. Alexander Donovan refused.
It is cold-blooded murder. I will not obey your order, and if you execute these men, I will hold you responsible before an earthly tribunal. So help me God. Alexander Donovan.
But someone was willing to betray them.
As a special witness of the state, I depose and swear that Signe Rigdon and Joseph Smith said they meant to resist the law, and if a sheriff came after them, they would kill him.
Why would you sign such an affidavit? You helped send a man you loved, a man you knew was a prophet of God, to a filthy prison for one of the most trying times of his life.
I shall regret it for as long as I live.
The prisoners were moved first to Independence, then to Richmond. One tedious night as they lay chained together, they were forced to listen to the guards brag of foul and vicious acts against the saints, including the defiling of women and children.
Suddenly the prophet arose, chained hand and foot, and rebuked the guards.
Silence! Silence, ye fiends of the infernal pit! In the name of Jesus Christ, I rebuke you and command you to be still. I will not live another minute and hear such language. Cease such talk, or you or I die this instant.
He stood erect in terrible majesty, chained and without a weapon, calm, unruffled, and dignified as an angel, as he looked upon the quailing guard. Dignity and majesty have I seen but once, as it stood in chains at midnight in a dungeon in an obscure village of Missouri. Parley P. Pratt.
Finally, the prisoners were taken to Liberty, where they would spend the long, cold winter months in cramped conditions. Meanwhile, the saints were making their way across Missouri toward Illinois.
O God, where art thou? How long shall thy hand be stayed, and thine eye behold the wrongs of thy people? How long shall they suffer these unlawful oppressions, before thine heart shall be softened toward them?
When the saints were driven from the state of Missouri, it was a circumstance that we could not understand. Our only hope was that as God had given us a prophet, he would certainly tell us how to manage and where to go. Oliver B. Huntington.
My son, peace be unto thy soul. Thine adversity and thine affliction shall be but a small moment. And then, if thou endure it well, God shall exalt thee on high. Fear not what man can do, for God shall be with you forever and ever.
By April 1839, public sympathy was changing. The jailer confided to the prisoners that the governor had laid a plan for their release. During a change of venue, the sheriff showed them an unsigned document to that effect, telling them he was going to take a good drink of grog and go to bed, and they could do as they had a mind to. Joseph and the others decided to take their own change of venue to Illinois.